Tonight, it's Kim Hart. We're at Waterford Speedbowl for the running of the Budweiser 150 on AT&T Broadband 3.
Dave, Waterford Speedbowl is a great little track, good racing, but this is a track that rewards experience. And it's going to be interesting tonight to keep an eye on Brian Hoare. He's the top rookie so far in the series. He's got there by driving with patience and with maturity. This is a difficult place to do that. It's hard to keep out of trouble at Waterford Speedbowl. Kim Hart had a chance to talk to Brian earlier today, and we're going to listen to what he had to say right now.
Thanks, Tom and Dave. Now, Brian Hoare, 7th in points in your rookie season. You have got our attention. Could you tell us why you think you've been so successful this year and how the experience you've gained so far is going to help you here at Waterford?
Well, I've got a team that's been with me for about 10 years, and we've won 5 series championships in a different division. We've won a couple track championships, and there's no doubt in my mind that's why we're successful. I mean, we've been together a long time, so this isn't all new. You know, I don't have a... You hear all the time in racing talking about that team chemistry. We've got that, and we've had that for a long time. We've had some different things to learn. I mean, we're learning some new tracks, we're learning some different cars, we're learning some different drivers, so there's a lot of factors involved that definitely make us a rookie team here. But as far as me, when I come in here and I look around at my crew, I don't think of us as a bunch of rookies. I mean, I really think that we've got a lot of experience, we've got a lot of talent on the team, and definitely that's helped us get to where we are. You know, we haven't been the fastest car at the racetrack yet, or even close, but one of our goals has been to finish races. You got to finish races to get up there in the points, and you know, that's our goal. And eventually, if we keep finishing up front, when we go back to some of these tracks again, we're definitely going to be a little bit faster each time we go back, and hopefully that's going to get us a little farther to the front, and maybe we'll get our first win and be contenders more, you know, week in and week out. As far as how everything we've done so far is going to affect us tonight and help us out at Waterford, the track reminds me of a couple other tracks I've been to. You know, we came in here with kind of a baseline short track setup similar to, we talked to a few of the guys and they told us what the track was like, and we came here and the car's been all right. It's a little, I've been learning the line. I didn't get a lot of practice out there today, but by the end we were competitive. What that means, does that mean we're a 2nd place car, 5th place car, or a 15th place car? I don't know. I guess time will tell, but I think our goal is to go out here, hopefully get a good couple laps in, turn one good lap at least, qualify in the top 10, and then go out there and do what we've been doing, just finish the race, and hopefully if we finish, we'll finish up in the top 10 again and maybe a top 5.
Whether you're a rookie or a veteran, it'll be interesting to see as things heat up here on a hot summer night at Waterford, who in the end will be able to keep their cool. Back to you, Tom and Dave.
Thank you, Kim. When we come back, it's the start of the Budweiser 150 at Waterford Speedbowl. Special thanks to Travis Benjamin, another rookie in this division, the number 93. Keep your eyes out for him. We'd like to thank them for keeping our cameramen nice and cool today. They're under the tent while we're out here in the broiling sun. When we come back, the start of the... Boilers presents this edition of Speedway Heat from Waterford Speedbowl. Budweiser, a longtime sponsor here at Waterford Speedway. We made mention of them in our open. This race of the Busch North is the Left Turn University 150. The Left Turn University 150 is the name of this Busch race here at Waterford. And take a look at Dennis Demers, who's going to be starting out on the point in the number 86 car. On the outside, Brian Chu. He redrew faster and got to start on the outside. That's Greg Schaefer in the number 99, Right Way Electric sponsored machine. And fan favorite Mike Olson on the outside in the number 61 Little Trees machine. Dale Shaw, Matt Kobieluk, a fan favorite here, followed by Martin Truex. And, of course, Brad Layton, Dave Dion, Tracy Gordon, and the green flag is in the air for the start of the Left Turn University 150 at Waterford Speedbowl. Dennis Demers had a real good race here last year, Tom. Brian Chu did pretty well, qualifying 5th last year. starting up on the outside of row number 1. That's his highest starting point of the season. This, the 7th race of the 2001 Busch North season.
As Dennis Demers bringing the field down the backstretch. Mike Olson immediately up onto his tail. Paul Schaefer did a nice job as well to qualify as hard as he did.
Chu still stuck outside. On the outside is Olson. Looks on the inside of Chu. Brian's going to have to find a little room or give up some real estate, but that's going to be hard to do because here comes Matt Kopiluk.
Well, Brian's doing a nice job on the outside. Earlier tonight, we watched some of the regular weekly racing action here at Waterford, and we saw that the outside was really tough for the cars that are regularly here. So you'd imagine for these visitors, it's going to be extremely tough.
Chu had 2 laps of practice and then blew the rear end in the 09 Buzz Chu Auto Group machine. So 2 laps of practice, slapped in a new rear end, and he was able to qualify that car in the 6th fastest time position here at Waterford. A fast 3rd-mile oval. Nice tight little bull ring. You see Mike Olson hot on the heels of Dennis Demers. Olson into 2nd place. Dennis full. A mirror full of the number 61 Little Trees machine.
Yeah, we talked about patience in our opening. Well, we're going to see right now how much patience Mike Olson has.
Mike Olson knows it's a long race. It's a hot summer night here at Waterford. The sun has gone down, so the track temperature should go down a little bit, and maybe these drivers will get a little more bite on their tires. Dale Shaw, guaranteed overnight delivery, takes a look on the inside of Greg Schaefer, the 99 Right-Way electric machine.
This is a battle for 4th that we're looking at right now, and you can see Martin Truex Jr. as well as Matt Kovaluk also trying to stay in this battle. Brad Layton, 2-time defending champion, follows that battle.
Brad Layton looking to get back into victory lane here at Waterford. Burnham Boilers on that car, as well as Sheridan Harborside Hotel of Portsmouth, New Hampshire, an associate sponsor here, associate sponsor with Burnham Boilers.
Of course, last year, Brad Layton demonstrated very well how important patience was, coming through in the end after a lot of activity in front of him to take the victory here at Waterford Speedbowl as NASCAR in the Busch North Series return to Southern Connecticut.
Dennis Demers, Mike Olson, Brian Chu, 1, 2, and 3, and then you got a lot of real estate before you get back to Dale Shaw in that 4th position in the guaranteed overnight delivery number 60.
Well, you see Kovaluk just sneaking under our screen, sneaking ahead of Paul Schaefer at the same time. A little bit behind them, Brad Layton and Dave Dion prepare to do battle. That's unofficially a battle for 8th that we're looking at. Schaefer in 7th. Kovaluk once again.
Dale Shaw in 4th.
He's gotten around Martin Truex Jr., and now he's trying to catch that 3-way battle for the lead that you see right here.
13 laps complete of our Left Turn University 150. Shout out to Terry Ames here. He's done a great job at Waterford Speedbowl. Packed house again tonight. I think these drivers are looking forward to coming back here. Maybe a 2nd time in later seasons. They're only racing here once this year, but that could change. Seekonk hosted one of the first NASCAR Busch North races in quite a long time last year. These drivers will be there twice this year. As we watch Brian Chu and Mike Olson and Dennis Demers. A nice distance between each one of those cars. Nobody's overdriving these machines yet. It's still early on in the race. Trackside Magazine, sponsor of Speedway Heat on AT&T Broadband 3 as we look at Brad Layton in the number 99 go battle.
This is a battle for 7th place right now. Dave Dion is also involved, as you can see in that number 29 orange car on the outside. Layton hugs the inside. Schaefer's just hanging on, but he's doing a good job of doing that.
Berlin City Ford and Continental Paving, longtime sponsors of Dynamite. Dave Dion in the number 29.
Right now, Schaefer's being helped by the track itself. Both of these cars that are behind him, Dion and Layton, look like they have a little bit more car. As you see Dion go on the outside, it's just, the outside is tough. Of course, Dave Dion's a master at running a car offline, so if anybody can get around on the outside, it's going to be him.
Burnham Boilers in association with the Sheridan Harborside Hotel of Portsmouth. represents Speedway Heat for the entire 2001 racing season, and you're watching their ace driver, two-time defending Busch North champion Brad Layton in the mix.
And there we go with those three cars. Now it's a four-car battle.
Yeah, Dale Shaw snuck in there a little bit. And you've got Demers, Mike Olson, Brian Chu riding a great race so far. Bad luck has plagued that team for the entire season. Things that are breaking that won't break on a car for ages has been happening on that 09 team. Mike Olson enjoying quite a run this year with a couple of victories, the first time in 12 to 14 years of Busch North racing. And Olson is right there in second place.
Brian Chu, really, this is what Brian Chu needs, I think, Dave. Good qualifying in the last few weeks. He needs to run with the leaders. As we take a look at the 16 car, that's Chip Stockwell, I believe, the 41 car. We've seen, whoa, we got a yellow.
41 is Joey McCarthy, I believe.
Yes, it is.
Out of Randolph, New Jersey. And a caution is out on the raceway on lap number 23. And we'll be looking for the restart of the Left Turn University 150 from Waterford Speedbowl on Speedway Heat. They take the green flag. Let's see how these drivers race each other. I'll tell you, Shaw has been very aggressive of late in the last races as he gets a pretty good jump there and pulls into third spot. That regulates Chu back to fourth. They give each other just a little bit of room. And you got to watch that. That's important. Here's Olson on the outside of Dennis Demers. Mike Olson on the outside. Here comes Mike Olson. This is for the lead. He doesn't have enough room as Demers sticks the news back down low.
Nice drive down the back straight, though, Dave. We'll see again. Mike Olson possibly has enough of a... Oops, he's not going to get it, though. It looked like he had enough drive down the back straightaway that he could have caught Demers that time, but he didn't make it happen.
Shaw is right behind Demers, too, so you've got Olson on your outside, Dale Shaw right behind you. You're going to really have to pay attention, Dennis, if you're going to get through this one.
Well, it looks like either Olson something... You know, maybe I would speculate that Olson just decided that it's too early to try a move like that and just kind of settled into third for the moment.
Save your race car. It's a long race, 150 laps, of which 33 this time across the line will be clicked off. Olson seems like he slowed down just a little bit. Maybe he wants to stay out of that fray.
Well, you know, that stuff is a blast to do, but as we look at Dale Quarterly with Chip Stockwell on the outside, John Wall in a 77, it's a blast to make those kind of passes, but you're not going to be going for routine tire changes here. You're going to make the car last.
Brian Wall is driving the number 77. John is sort of retired, but he's been known to get into that.
John Wall?
Yeah, you did, but that's all right.
Well, actually, I have secret information.
Wall's Lincoln Mercy. Yeah, really, it's John Wall in that car.
John Wall, a former... sports car racer. That's how these guys get into the sport.
Dennis Demers and Dale Shaw. Now, I'll tell you what, if Dale gets a little uppity with Demers, what can happen is Demers doesn't give quite as easy as some of the other guys. Some of the less experienced drivers, let's say. So I think Dale will give Dennis a wide berth, but he'll be able to race him. Mike Olson, Dave Dion, and Matt Kobieluk are who we are watching right now. Here's Brad Layton. Brad Layton looked like he was going to try to take a peek on the inside of Kobieluk, but there just isn't enough room at this racetrack to go 3 wide.
That's a battle for fifth, excuse me, Dave, that we're watching right now.
Kobieluk looks on the inside of Dave Dion. Nothing doing.
Again, you can see that Dion doesn't hesitate to go to the outside if he feels he has to.
Mike Olson's going backwards. He's way back in fourth, and he's really doesn't look like he's actually Olson's back in fifth, and he's losing ground right now to Dave Dion, as Dion looks like he's going to overtake the Little Trees driver. So Olson not having the kind of night that he has had the last couple of races. 40 laps have been complete.
Well, Dion has spent a lot of time practicing here at Waterford Speedbowl on the outside, working the outside groove. He knows what you got to do, and again, Dion will tell you, you know, we know how to get around the fast way. We want to find other ways to get around, and that's what these veterans do as we return to our battle for the lead between Dennis Demers and Dale Shaw.
Shaw keeps the pressure on the back bumper of the number 86 of Dennis Demers.
That's what this is all about right now, is just lean on them, make them work. Make them use his proverbial mirrors. There you see him now looking to the inside.
Now Shaw's starting to wrap on the back of the 86, that left rear quarter panel of the 86. Let's watch these drivers for just a little bit and see if Shaw is going to go high and race this guy clean. Shaw on the outside, Shaw down the straightaway. Let's see what Shaw does in through turns 3 and 4. Shaw off of 4, down the front stretch. Here they come. Back in through 1 and 2. Dale Shaw working on the outside. He's giving him a very wide berth. Good racing by Dale Shaw.
A wide berth, but probably hanging on to keep that car under control. He's got to let it slide a little. It's a hot track tonight. The sun only went down just recently. The heat is still in the track with all these cars on it, so...
Travis Benjamin and the Irving oil machine.
This is like 93. Racing on ice as we return to Kip Stockwell on the outside of Dave Dion. Brad Layton giving chase.
Layton on the outside, chasing Kip Stockwell in the number 16, alongside of the number 29 of Dave Dion.
Dion drops back to an unofficial 9th position with Layton in front of him.
And your leader is Dale Shaw with Dennis Demers and Brian Chu, 1, 2, and 3. There's Shaw. Martin Truex Jr. rides in 4th in the number 56 machine. Dale Shaw, guaranteed overnight delivery. Walter Riley, the owner and CEO of the very successful overnight delivery service based out of New Jersey and the sponsor of Dale Shaw for the last few seasons.
Right now, Demers has almost a straightaway on the 3rd place car of Brian Chu, so these guys are kind of taking off and hiding right now. A report that Dave Dion has a problem.
Kelly Moore looked low on the inside of Dion. Dion may not be able to hang on.
Yeah, that car of Dave Dion is definitely going. You see Kelly Moore gets by him. Mike Johnson in the 96 does the same. How much of a problem it might be is hard to say. I mean, obviously he's not running like he was just a few laps ago, but he's hanging in there.
Kim Hart had a chance to talk to Dave Dion earlier in the day about some of the problems that he's been experiencing. Let's see what Dave and Kim had to say.
You talk about a guy who's up to the challenge. At any racetrack he goes to, it's got to be Dave Dion, this driver, the number 29. Now, Dave, you've had a championship before. You've had wins all over the place. But tell us this year you're struggling a little bit. What's been the problem?
I think it's the cycle. You know, you can build an engine the same way for 4 years and have no problem, and then finally something goes wrong and you go back and look at the engineering and say, you know, we've been lucky for a long time, and that small little valve train problems with the motor, not enough lubrication, and nothing real expensive, but probably mistakes I've been getting away with for a long time, and they always seem to bite me when I get in the top 5.
Now, you've been competitive everywhere. The results at the end just haven't shown it. This would be a track you'd love to win at again. You raced here 20 years ago in the NASCAR North Series. What's it going to take tonight to get the job done?
Well, this qualifying is going to be important. You really, it's a tough little track to pass on. The Busch cars tend to cover more racetrack than they should sometimes, and they tend to steal grooves from each other. So I'd like to, get a top 10 qualifying spot, and then maybe be a little calmer than I was last year. I think I was caught up in it coming back, going to win another one, and maybe I'll just relax a little, let the car do most of the work, and maybe stay out of trouble. Don't cause too much controversy. Don't make too many people mad. And then maybe at the end, if I've got the best race car, then there won't be much they can do about me. We'll have the better car, and maybe we'll have a shot at beating them. But I think it'll be a lot different this year. I think we're capable of winning, but boy, our record sure doesn't show it lately.
Traffic in the form of the number 93, Benjamin Travis. Doing a good job staying down low.
That's Benjamin, Travis.
Benjamin, Travis?
Yeah, as in Travis Benjamin.
Travis Benjamin, excuse me. I'm saying, you're right. I was reading that backwards.
Yeah, there you go.
Travis Benjamin of Belfast, Maine, as a matter of fact. I knew that.
I knew you knew that. It's hot in here as well.
Yeah.
And on the track, Dale Shaw getting into some heavy traffic now. Dennis Demers looks to the inside.
Now, this is going to slow down your leaders. It's going to give Brian Chu a chance to catch up. Martin Truex Jr. is going to have a shot at it, as is Kip Stockwell in the number 16. Brad Layton has moved up to, I believe, 6th position on the track right now.
Bonnie McRae in the number 5, looking to stay out of trouble. That's Eddie McDonald in the 17 right ahead of him. And they're doing a little bumping. Boy, that's kind of a gutsy thing to do when you got the leader going by on the outside. But, hey, they're racing for position. What the heck?
Dale Shaw, Dennis Demers, Brian Chu, 1, 2, and 3 as the leaders head into a mess of traffic.
We might have just caught the yellow hood of Brian Chu's car at the end of that last shot. A good deal behind these two guys who are doing a nice job. Hey, we're only a third of the way into this race, and these guys are going at it like there's just a few laps to go. Of course, wait till there's a few laps to go. If they're still going at it, you're going to see it that much tougher.
Kip Stockwell moves up into 4th place as he gets around Brian Chu in the 09 Buzz Chu Auto Group machine.
Now in 3rd we have him.
So Stockwell into 3rd, Chu to 4th. Shaw just keeps on going and going and going. Kip Stockwell, the Flooring Network number 16.
He's opened up a little bit of a lead over Brian Chu, but it doesn't look he's really reeling in these two leaders. As Dale Shaw and Dave Demers continue to go at it with each other. Demers looking to the inside. That 58 car kind of getting in the way at the moment. That's Barry Gomer. Now he's up on the outside.
Failing to qualify today was Billy Penfold in the Zero VIP motor coach machine. He blew a motor during qualifying, and I had a chance to talk to Bill earlier, just before he went out. He said, yeah, we dumped some sealant into the motor. Let's hope it holds together.
It didn't.
It did not. It's too bad. But Penfold has done a really good job this year.
Here we see Brian Wall on the inside of Matt Kobaluk.
Kobaluk doesn't have the car he seemed to have had last season here.
Back to our leader, lapping
Dale Quarterly.
Dale Quarterly.
Wow.
Tough day for Quarterly. But Quarterly, Quarterly told our spotter Ron Green earlier tonight, he's riding for 150 laps. He's going to try to avoid doing any racing. He wants the lead to come back to him. He wants the field to come back to him. He knows how this place can eat up cars.
And it certainly can. There's Paul Richardson in the number 7. He's also going down a lap now.
He's obviously struggling with a tough car right now. Got his work cut out for him.
Demers takes a peek on the inside of Shaw, but with all the traffic.
There you see Kip Stockwell. He's been closing while we've been gabbing. He's looking to get into this battle. He's held up a little by traffic right now, but he's definitely, right now, we have him as the fastest car on the track as they work through this traffic. Obviously, traffic has a lot to do with how fast of a lap you can put together. This is a difficult place to use traffic, too, Dave.
Jamie Obey and the number 67 Barris Racing Machine. There's Stockwell again. And Kippy's up to 3rd. Brian Chu is right behind him, so not much of a difference between 3rd and 4th.
Well, I think that's demonstrating to us how much of a factor this traffic is right now, because Stockwell on open track looks like he had a little more car than Chu as we look at the leaders again, but then Chu's able to close right back in. So if this keeps up, the 60 car ashore, the car of Dennis Demers might have a couple more cars on the tail any second now.
Demers is staying right there with Dale Shaw, not giving up any real estate, racing him clean, not trying to get in there where he doesn't belong quite yet. Kippy Stockwell working his way on the outside. He's got to get around Jamie Obey and Dave Dion.
Keep an eye on Obey. We can still see that sheet metal damage. He never left the track. And there you see Paul Richardson. More trouble for Richardson. Boy, disastrous night for Paul Richardson.
Not having a good run at all. You hate to see that. Paul's been around a long time.
Contact with something or somebody from this driver who, with really improved equipment this year, has been a real force in the division. Back to Kip Stockwell, getting to the inside of Mike Rowe. And Dennis Demers back into the lead unofficial here. That was the start-finish line. It's official now.
So Demers takes over the lead from Dale Shaw. Nice move, too.
You see Kip Stockwell lurking in the distance behind that lapped car, which I believe is Joey McCarthy.
Yeah, the 41's McCarthy.
And now Demers opens up a little bit of a lead here.
He's not going to be able to go anywhere because Mike Olson's right there in front of him. And still some more traffic. Big group of traffic down around 3rd and 4th.
Look at Stockwell on Dale Shaw, though.
Stockwell on the inside of the crafty veteran. Let's see what the kid can do. Kip Stockwell, the Flooring Network machine out of Randolph, Vermont.
Nice
Stockwell.
job.
Wow.
Nice job by him.
Hey, Kip, not bad, bud. Not bad at all.
But look at Shaw now.
Halfway point is there and gone. 76 laps are in right now.
I think we're seeing some of the more aggressive drivers early on starting to use their cars up already, which is a bit of a surprise. Maybe that's not the case. Maybe Dale's just settling in to save his car for later, but right now, Stockwell's a hot guy on the track. There you see him on the inside of Mike Olson. Now he takes off after Matt Kovaluk. Kovaluk qualified well today, but the car's not running too strongly for him at the moment.
Olson's car's not doing anything either. Heister New England, we deliver productivity. They make it possible to get some of these great shots, to get it nice and high off the ground and safely. Heister New England, a sponsor of Speedway Heat on AT&T Broadband 3.
There's our leader, Dennis Demers. And there's Dale Shaw. Barney, the lap car, Barney McRae.
Barney McRae there in the 5. Mike Johnson, it looks like, is behind Barney McRae, too. He's having an off night as well. So, Maya, things change. You expect to see certain drivers up there in the front. Dennis Demers certainly always competitive in the top 10. But out in front of Kip Stockwell, there's another driver you don't normally see there. 55 is 3rd. That's Brad Layton.
But, you know, we're talking about guys like Dale Shaw fading and then Mike Johnson being behind. We've got a lot of laps. We're only a little past the halfway point. And the way that the things have changed so quickly here, we may be looking at somebody like Johnson or Kelly Moore, who's following in the Napa car there. These guys might be a factor at the end of this race.
Layton has moved up quietly to 3rd place. Dale Shaw's back to 4th place. And Demers has got a lot of cars tonight. As we see the rest of the group, Kelly Moore, Joey McCarthy, of course, down a lap. Mike Johnson working his way around Matt Kovaluk.
Plus, we're watching lap cars and also cars battling for position at the same time. I mean, you know, Johnson's got a race going on here with Kovaluk.
Brian Hoare in the number 9.
Yeah, we talked to him at our opening. Tim got his thoughts on his strong early season.
The Left Turn University 150 from Waterford Speedbowl, lap number 85. Mike Johnson, Brad Layton.
Last year's champion, last year's Rookie of the Year in that shot.
Kelly Moore.
Yep.
Yep.
Won the last Busch North race that we covered here on Speedway Heat. Did a fine job at Stafford Motor Speedway. Jack Arute Stafford Speedway, as it's known now.
There you go. Brian Hoare. Down low on the track, allows Kelly to get around him.
In that Pontiac Grand Prix, disguised as a Dodge Intrepid.
Looks pretty good. You can't really tell the difference. I'm sure there's some subtle ways, but at first glance, that babe is a Dodge.
Back to Mike Johnson as he gets outside the 58 car of Goma.
Johnson's moved up to 3rd. He took that over from Brad Layton. I could have sworn Johnson was down midfield or had even been lapped, but I guess that was incorrect.
Well, it's possible he's been lapped by Demers, but
well,
they've stretched out here, so
yeah, they are spread out pretty good, but they're showing the official NASCAR scoring is showing Mike Johnson in 3rd place in front of the 55 of Brad Layton. There's Dennis Demers. Dennis Demers having a heck of a time out here tonight.
Well, no wonder he didn't get out of the way. Here's our battle for the lead now. Stockwell chasing Demers.
About 3 car lengths behind him. Stockwell's catching up to him just a little bit in the corners, but Demers able to motor away. Dennis Demers. And boy, they are spread out on this track now. It's Demers, Kip Stockwell, Mike Johnson, Brad Layton. That's your first 4 runners that we know about.
Here's your interval. As we watch Dennis Demers, while he puts his tail right into that car quarterly. That's impatience for you.
Oh, yeah. He's he's got somewhere to go, and he doesn't have a whole heck of a lot of time to get there. Dennis Demers currently 11 in points. Started every one of the races. Just a couple of top 10 so far this year. This would be a big feather in his cap. Able to pull this one out. He won, I believe it was 2 seasons ago at Stafford Speedway. A surprise winner.
Well, he's got a ways to go.
Whalen Engineering on the quarter panels of that car.
As they tick off lap number 95 down.
Kip Stockwell putting the pressure on the driver of the number 86. Tracy Gordon about to get lapped. And it's going to be Mike Rowe.
There really isn't, you know, if you're a lap car, there really isn't any way you can go and hide on this track.
No. Way down low is about the spot you want to be.
Here's Layton being challenged by Kelly Moore. That's a battle for 4th right now.
Now, remember the last time we saw these 2 drivers get together was at the Stafford Motor Speedway towards the end of the race. And a little altercation there as Kelly ended up in victory lane and Brad settled, I believe, for 3rd.
Well, there was some banging, but they both, you know, certainly Layton he felt, hey, that's racing. You know, we're battling for the lead, and you got to do what you got to do. He wasn't intentionally moving me out of the way, but it sure looked like something when we were watching it, man. Those guys really went at it. Hammer and tong, as they say, and that's what Dennis Demers and Kip Stockwell are doing right now. Trying to use that lap traffic. Look at Dale Shaw falling a lap down all of a sudden. And is that the car of Mike Johnson? Sure looks like it.
Johnson's in 3rd place right now.
There he is.
Yep.
We got a 3-car battle now.
Demers, Stockwell, Mike Johnson, Brad Layton. Putting on a heck of a show here for the fans. Lap 101. There's 49 laps to go.
Things change just that quick here at Waterford. Now Demers pulls out a little bit of a lead, and Johnson looks to get to the outside. Look at this move as they come down the front straight. And as you often see with Mike Johnson, comes out of 4, that tail gets a little bit wide, but he gets the job done.
Johnson takes over 2nd position from Kip Stockwell, and he's right behind Dennis Demers. He's staying out there. Oh, and Demers slams the door on Mike Johnson and the Johnson lumber machine.
Well, I think whoa, what a move to the inside there by Mike Johnson, using that car of Brian Hoare, and we have a spin in turn 4.
Jamie Olby goes around. You see the big dust cloud. There will be a caution if you can see it through all the smoke over here.
The question, you know, I think Mike Johnson just took the lead as we look at Jamie Olby in the infield.
Well, when we come back, 104 laps have been ticked off the clock. They're going to do a little quick cleanup here, and we'll have the restart of the left turn University 150 here at Waterford Speedbowl. In there, Tom, to take tires. Gosh, and just about everybody else except for the leader, Mike Johnson. He didn't go in.
We saw almost every car go into the pits that was a lap down, and as well as some guys like Layton and Demers who weren't a lap down.
Kelly Moore stayed out, the 47, so he's being shown in 3rd. So it's Johnson, Stockwell, Kelly Moore, and I believe the 4th place car has got to be Brian Chu. He's the last car on the lead lap. Everybody else has been lapped. Let's take a look and see what Kim Hart had to say, or what Dennis Demers had to say to Kim Hart earlier before tonight's race.
Dennis Demers, for sure, is one of the top runners in the Busch North Series. He's looking to put this number 86 in victory lane in the 2001 season. Now, last year here at Waterford, your first year here, you almost got a win. What did you learn that maybe you can find yourself in victory lane here tonight?
Well, actually, we came back with the car set up the same as we ran it last year here. We sat on the pole, got a bad draw, and never found our way to the front the whole evening. So what we need is a good draw. So we started up a little further to the front. But we got a good car, and a lot of things can happen, and we've got as good a chance as anybody at this point.
Now, you just went out for qualifying. What's your feel for the track tonight? Are you the fast guy again? Are you the guy we should be keeping our eye on once again?
Well, we're still second. We missed the pole by a couple of thousandths, but there's some good cars yet to go out, so we may fall further back than that. But regardless, the track is good. The track is much faster than it was last year. Many of the cars have already gone faster than the pole was last year, so it should be an exciting race.
Now, those pit stops were pretty fast. I don't know if they had enough time to take tires, Tom, do you?
I was speculating that they did, but I believe Brian Wall came out of the pit with stickers on the right side of his car, according to Ron Green.
Maybe they've been practicing.
Spotter.
Yeah.
Yeah, with a Formula One, 15 guys changing tires.
I mean, this race is down to the last 39 laps. Next time by, it'll be 38, so I'm suspecting we'll probably get a restart around lap number 37. And boy, does this change the complexity of things here. Burnham Boilers, in association with the Sheraton Harborside Hotel of Portsmouth, presents Speedway Heat. This race from Waterford Speedbowl and the Left Turn University 150. Kim Hart, very, very busy tonight. The only lady in the Busch North Series is Carrie Heath. And let's see what Carrie had to say to Kim this evening before tonight's race.
We're here with Carrie Heath, the driver of the 04 here in the Busch North Series, another rookie. Now, tell us a little bit about the experience you've gotten so far this season as a rookie in the Busch North Series.
Unfortunately, the season so far hasn't gone the way we wanted it to. Nowhere in the rookie running where I wanted to be. I had some bad luck this year and had some mechanical problems, but I think we've worked through them at this point. Aubuchon is real happy right now, and we're just happy for Aubuchon and trying to do a good job for them. And hopefully from here on out, we'll be making races and doing a good job.
Now, you've made 4 races so far, and you've got some experience that's going to help here at Waterford. How do you feel about going into tonight?
Well, I'm really excited to be here. We tested here last year and had a pretty good day. I just ran my qualifying laps. To be honest with you, I haven't heard back what they are yet, but everyone's going to show tonight, and that's good. It's 150 laps of seat time and practice, and hopefully just put on a good show.
Pace car pulls into the infield. Mike Johnson, Kip Stockwell, Kelly Moore, and then Brian Chu. Yep, Brian Chu is being shown in 4th place. He did not go in. The 09 Plus 2 Auto Group machine seems to be handling well.
Kelly Moore immediately puts down Matt Kobeluk and goes after the leaders. Kip Stockwell has to be kicking himself that he was battling with Demers for the lead, and all of a sudden Johnson comes out of nowhere and blows them both off. So now Stockwell finds himself chasing somebody new. And he's got Kelly Moore right on his tail, giving a chase to him.
Now, I'm not sure we've seen this before with Kelly Moore and Kip Stockwell. Stockwell out of Thunder Road in Vermont, and there's some good close racing up there at the road.
Oh, you bet.
And Kelly Moore, of course, is no stranger to that track, so let's see how they handle each other here as Paul Richardson comes out of the pit and back out onto the racing surface, many laps down.
Stockwell looked to break just a little bit earlier than Kelly Moore that time, but Moore wasn't able to make anything of it.
And we're getting a problem over in turn 2. Turn 2.
Yep, another car in turn 2. Martin Truex Jr. puts it into the fence.
Truex Jr. and the 56 not having a good night tonight. And our 3rd caution of the race comes out. When we come back, we'll find out if we can get a restart here at Waterford Speedbowl on Speedway. They've been going here tonight, Tom. There's been a lot of long green flag racing. Let's see what Mike Johnson, he has one of the only drivers that has not gone into the pits yet tonight. Let's see if he's got anything left in that Johnson Lumber Ford Taurus. And Billy Ryder drops the green flag. Single file restart.
Top 3 cars lined up at the front of the field, and 2 of them, Johnson and Stockwell, got a little bit of a jump on Kelly Moore. Still, Stockwell doesn't seem to whoa, boy, as soon as I start saying stuff like that, Mike Johnson gets loose. Stockwell seemed to be hanging back there, but Johnson overcooked it just the tiniest little bit going into 3 and had to kind of collect it.
Here's Kippy Stockwell on the outside. It's Kelly Moore. Kelly Moore for position. This is the battle for 2nd place right now. Kelly Moore is about to put this matter to rest. And he's going to do it in fine fashion as he's on the outside of Stockwell. A lot of driving room there. Plenty of room between those 2 cars. The Napa Auto Parts number 47 has enough to do it. He sticks it in front of the 16, and Kelly Moore takes over the 2nd spot on the raceway. Brian Wall being shown in fourth spot now in the number 77.
Now we can see if Kelly Moore has anything for Mike Johnson. See the tire marks on the outside of Kelly Moore's car. This is a lot of battle scars tonight.
Some good close racing here, but for the most part, they've been racing each other very, very clean. Nothing like Stafford got a little slap happy over there. And that's a big track with a lot of room. This is a short track with not a lot of room. And they're behaving themselves pretty well.
Well, we talked in the opening about patience and maturity. We've seen a lot of it tonight from this entire field. And now we're looking to see if we're going to have a battle here with 25 laps to go.
Can Kelly Moore make it 2 races in a row into victory lane? Let's find this out. Mike Johnson is doing his best to hold him off and starts to pull Kelly Moore down the straightaways. This is 4th and 5th. Brian Wall in 4th. Demers, I believe he is checked out into 5th spot. Layton could be running in 6th. This is terribly unofficial, but they're all over the track here. And they're spread out pretty well, but I think we're fairly close to that, Tom.
Whoa, look at that. Dennis Demers gets loose. Maybe a little bit of a tap from Brad Layton, but collects it right away, right back where he was, right back to challenge Brian Wall.
O'Brien, Dennis is here. And again, Demers on the outside now. Demers looking to make something happen in these last 20 laps in the Left Turn University 150.
Demers only wants to make this pass so he can get away from Layton.
I don't blame him there.
But then he's going to have Dale Shaw on his tail, so that's no bargain. Nice job by Brian Wall holding off this whole slew of veteran drivers.
Brad Layton's right there on Brian Wall. Just waiting for the opportunity. Here comes Dale Shaw down low. Kelly Moore on the outside.
This is back to looking at the leader. There he is, Mike Johnson, of course, looking for his second Busch North victory after one last season. He's run strongly so far this year for the most part, but he hasn't gotten the win. Back to that battle.
3 wide, and they drop it off. Dale Shaw can't do anything with it.
Battle for 4th. And we're starting to see more rain here.
Dennis Demers, Brad Layton, Brian Wall, and Dale Shaw all bunched up together there with Dennis Demers trying to get out of that pack. There'll be 15 laps to go next time the leaders go by. And a couple of sprinkles, as you say, Tom, are starting to intensify a little bit.
This is not a track you're going to want water on at this point.
Oh, no. This would be an official race anytime you make the halfway point or better. It is an official race, and you can see the rain and the lights now. They're going to put an end to this.
Yeah, and it's greasy enough already. There's one guy out there saying, oh, man, this is a downpour. They better stop this thing right away. His name's Mike Johnson.
Yeah. Johnson's going, come on, why don't they drop the yellow? What's going on?
This is torrential here.
Johnson blew a motor here a couple of weeks ago, I believe it was, and he had to use the Speedway motor at Stafford, and I don't know what he's got in it tonight, but whatever it is, he's got it hooked up in conjunction with that car. It's running very, very well.
Mike Johnson, of course, runs Roush Power, so when those motors are working, they work mighty nice here in the Busch North Series.
These are the old 9-to-1 motors they used to use in the Busch Grand National down south. They have since gone to 12-to-1 engines, making those obsolete, but making it a field day for Busch North teams that have a couple of dollars to scrape up. You can buy some pretty good power with some pretty good backing from major Winston Cup teams.
Yeah, and a lot of drivers were able to buy motors that normally would be more expensive for less money than they used to paying from the Busch North builders.
Dale Shaw, Brad Layton. You can see the rain and the lights, and I am amazed that when you can see that much water coming down that they're letting this go. But of course, maybe they don't realize it. Maybe they're not seeing it. We have cameras all over the place. They only have like 8 or 9 set of eyes. But right there, as we went by the light tower, here's Brian Chu, Joey McCarthy. Chu's going to go down a lap, get lapped by Mike Johnson. Chu's having an excellent run tonight. Should be able to post a top 10 finish, 9 laps to go. I think Chu's running about 8th right at the moment. Again, terribly unofficial. But this is one of the first races that we haven't seen Chu have something break on his car or have him get involved with someone or just lose the handle on it.
Mike Johnson goes outside. He sees a Richardson car in front of him, and the car in front of that getting a little, that was Jamie Albee, getting a little bit loose. He doesn't want to be caught up in that. He wants to get by these guys. He'll make easy work of Richardson.
8 laps to go. 7 laps to go, I'm sorry, as the leaders cross the line.
You know, with the heat here tonight, this thing's probably evaporating before it even hits the track.
Oh, yeah, that track is hot. That track is really hot. Mike Johnson, Kelly Moore, Kip Stockwell, and Dennis Demers. Wow. That's looking a little bit different. Of course, Johnson you've seen up front before, so that's really not a big surprise. There's Brian Chu and Travis Benjamin, or Benjamin Travis, depending on how you'd like to read his name. Kip Stockwell working his way around Chu right now. Oh, somebody spins over here in turn 4. It's Dave Dion on the 29. Right in front of us. It's going to bring out the caution. 5 laps to go. This could be it. You cannot finish a race under caution in Busch North Series touring, but you can go green, white, checker, and that's what we might see. 3 laps to go when we come back. Unless NASCAR calls it, it'll be a green, white, checker situation. You're watching Busch North Racing action from Waterford Speedbowl. Kim?
Mike Johnson, what a great race for you tonight. You decided to not pit, and it really paid off.
It sure did. The car was hooked up good. This Waterford Speedbowl has an outside groove, I can tell you that. And we were fast on it tonight. And I want to thank Speedway for Heat for getting the show on. And struggled a little bit at Stafford last week, but this is definitely a way to come back.
Now, last year you finished, what, 3rd here, and you come back. What did you learn last year that paid off this year?
Well, we learned what we needed for a setup. A little bit of altercation that made us get to 3rd. We were leading and got a little tangle up. This time we kept it clean, kept it out front, slow and smooth, and that was the name of the game tonight.
Were you a little nervous there at the end on old tires against some guys that had pitted?
When you get Kelly Moore behind you, he's an old-time veteran. He knows a lot of sneaky tricks to get by you. I just wanted to keep it low, keep my groove, and we had a fast car.